this backyard, sitting in this lawn chair, watching all of these old people walking around really slowly. Some of them had drinks in their hands. Some of them didn't. Some of them were making noise, just trying to make sure you knew they were there, shuffling along the street. And some guy stopped right behind me because he was wanting to find out what I was talking about. And so I looked up in the treehouse, and there was these kids up there. And they had these bow and arrows, these plastic bow and arrows. And they were shooting these plastic bow and arrows out of the window. And as they shot these plastic bow and arrows out of the window, their mom came running up. And the mom started yelling at them because if they weren't careful, they could put out somebody's eyeball. And while the tips of these plastic arrows weren't sharp, they were indeed tips. And if they hit you right in the eye, and if you weren't wearing protective eyewear, they might go into your brain and cause some kind of damage. So the mom came out, and I guess she was angry that these kids were ignoring her, and she took a chainsaw and chopped the tree down with the kids in it. The kids crashed to the ground, and the party going on in the background, all these other kids running around, jumping in the temporary swimming pool that was about a meter off the ground and about 10 meters in diameter, and most likely filled with the pee of little kids. They looked at the tree falling and were like, oops, I guess they got in trouble. And then the mom started chopping up the branches. I guess they were going to have a bonfire or something. And then the mom turned around and started chopping up all the kids, just running around chopping them in half with a chainsaw. And there was blood everywhere, body parts, and she was just screaming. And eventually she chopped down the side of the swimming pool, and the water just gushed out and washed all the bloody little kid arms and legs down the side of the hill. And I decided that would probably be a good time for me to leave the party, to which I wasn't really invited to in the first place. I just kind of wandered up to it as I was walking through the hills aimlessly, as I often do sometimes. Walk around aimlessly. You never know what you're going to find when you start to walk aimlessly and stop under a street light, because sometimes things just end up much differently than you thought they were going to start out, especially if you didn't have any idea how they were going to start out. In the end, it always ends up the way it ends up, as if someone else has been planning it all along.